7 dangerous criminals. Each convicted of violent crimes. Each locked behind the walls of a maximum security prison in Texas. Every day, guards counted them. Every gate was locked. Every movement was monitored. Escape wasn't just unlikely. It was considered impossible. But on December 13, 2000, 7 inmates pulled off one of the most daring prison escapes in American history. They didn't blast through a wall. They didn't crawl through a tunnel. They didn't climb over razor wire under the cover of darkness. Instead, they walked out. Right through the front gate. By the time prison staff realized what had happened, the 7 men had already disappeared into Texas. What followed was a nationwide manhunt. One that would end in tragedy, expose major security failures, and leave millions of Americans asking the same question. How could 7 convicted felons outsmart an entire prison? To understand the escape, you have to go back months before anyone realized something was wrong. The John B. Connolly unit wasn't an ordinary prison. Located in the small town of Kennedy, Texas, it housed some of the state's most dangerous offenders. Life inside followed the same rhythm every single day. The gates opened at the same times. Work assignments rarely changed. Officers followed familiar routines. To the guards, routine meant order. To the inmates, routine was something else. It was information. And information could become an advantage. Among the prisoners were 7 men who had nothing left to lose. George Rivas, Randy Halprin, Donald Newberry, Patrick Murphy, Larry Harper, Michael Rodriguez, and Joseph Garcia. They came from different backgrounds. Some were serving life sentences. Others faced decades behind bars. Several had already shown they were willing to use violence to get what they wanted. Most people saw them as strangers sharing the same prison. But behind the walls, they were becoming a team. They watched everything. Which officers were strict? Which ones became distracted? Which maintenance areas received little attention? Who carried radios? Who carried keys? Even the smallest detail mattered. One mistake by a guard could become an opportunity. Weeks turned into months. The 7 men quietly earned positions on prison maintenance crews. To the officers, they looked like trusted inmates doing ordinary jobs. But those jobs gave them something far more valuable than freedom. They gave them access. Access to buildings. Access to equipment. Access to places most prisoners would never be allowed near. Every day they learned a little more. Not by breaking rules, but by blending in. No alarms. No suspicious behavior. No dramatic escape attempts. Just patience. Because they understood something that most people don't. The strongest prisons aren't defeated by force. They're defeated by planning. And while everyone believed the prison was secure, the 7 inmates were already building the escape that would shock the entire country.